Hey guys, TheSmileBC here, back on the Dark Time server. I know it has been a long while since I've been active on YouTube at all, really, and I wanted to apologize for that at the very get-go. I haven't done much. I did this in an episode I never released because there was some communication errors along the way, and I decided it was best not to upload it. But yes, it has been a very long time since I've last shown my face, and I thought it was about time. And I did want to talk about everything that was going on, but I'm keeping my voice like this because, one, I'm dead tired. I had a D&D session today. For those of you who don't know, D&D stands for Dungeons and Dragons. It's that tabletop game where everybody takes a character and they play a hero in a story that one of the other players around the table is kind of guiding. I am the one who guides the table. I am the dungeon master or the game master, have been now for many years, and I've been doing it with a passion. But it's very draining, and today was just another day where the party came together and we had a lot of fun with a very intense combat, which in the end I was controlling 15 monsters and 1 NPC in that combat, and it's a party of 8 people, so yeah, there was a lot going on, and I had to follow all the rules because the Dungeon Master kind of helps with the rules, especially a lot of the players are new at that table, so it even requires me to guide them more than usual. But other than that, there are other people in my house right now, and usually I don't record when other people are in the house, but either I'm gone all day, or at my school, um, or I'm just too tired, or it's too late, or it's too early. So I don't really have a choice but to talk right now with other people in the house, so I'm trying to keep my voice down. So one, I don't attract any please keep the noise down requests from them, as that's one of the things I dread when I'm recording, is somebody else in the background making noise, but that can't be helped at all times, and so I'm just doing it like that. And that I actually am a bother because I tend to scream a lot during my recordings and swear a lot, as many of you by now have noticed. I'm just doing some work on the fort as I'm talking through this because I don't have the time to make any long episodes or be in the editing software for hours on end. I do have the time, but usually when I have the time there are priorities that require my attention, such as schoolwork or actually another form of relaxation, which is in games. I don't play games that often anymore. I've been kind of dabbling with the new Call of Duty, and I know that might bring a lot of frowns and eels on a lot of your faces, but I like zombie games, and this new zombie mode of Call of Duty World War II I thoroughly enjoy, especially because David Tennant is in it, and I have a weak spot for Scottish accents, plus that actor is just brilliant. Also, I noticed that, I don't know the actress name, but Olivia, she plays Elektra in Daredevil, or the Black Sky in The Defenders, and I like that character, so there are 2 actors in that game that I really enjoy. But I'm digressing, and I'm gonna go back to the point. So, I haven't shown my face because I've been busy with school. These last 2, I passed my first block, my first semester really, with an 8 out of 10, which is pretty good. Very proud of that. But I had 2 weeks off, sort of, like vacation. Supposedly I'm working on preparing for the next block, but we all know that we're students, and if we get a day off, we're gonna take that day off, so we don't get overworked. And that's what I've been doing. I've been taking time off with a lot of my new friends there, and I've basically been spending every day at school in my 2 weeks of having days off, which may sound really weird, but I've been just having fun with my friends, working on Dungeons and Dragons. At one point, I had to plan a session for the next day, then I would do that session, and then I had 1 day to prepare the follow-up session the day after, and it's basically every other day I had D&D, and in between those days, I had to prepare that campaign in particular because I run several campaigns to make it even more confusing for myself. So several parties or several games with different players at different places and different storylines. And that's what I've been doing. I've been loving it. I'm not complaining, but yes, my recording has taken a little bit of a suffering from it. It is quite understandable, at least in my mind, where I do this as a hobby, and another hobby has taken priority over the other hobby, which is really, I shouldn't be complaining about it, and I'm not. I love it, but I know a lot of you are expecting content from me, or I'm not sure if it's expecting, but it just enjoy some content of mine, and I happily provide. I really do. But I've just been busy with other life parts that I consider just as, or maybe even more important. That doesn't mean I want to leave Dark Times. I'm loving Dark Times as it is. In a way, it's single player with benefits, as you can just kind of do what you want, yet you're still not alone, and you're working together. Like, if I'm bored of building, I can go visit an enemy or a friend. And same way, if I was doing this as single player, I doubt I'd have a story to chase after. And now there are stories that other players kind of enforce upon me. But I have fallen behind everything a lot. I haven't been able to keep up with others. I'm gonna time out. But I haven't been able to keep up with the others. And I haven't been able to just record myself. That was weird, but I guess maybe it was the surface way of saying stop digressing and just get to the point. I'm gonna try uploading Dark Times again, especially now that Mike had to withdraw due to personal reasons and life, which I fully understand. And if you still wanna talk to Mike or just have a little bit of contact with him, I really recommend going to his Discord. For this video, I'll be sure to put it in the description. It's where he lurks, I'll call it, and I kinda chill as well. It's a lot of fun. It's very relaxing. You'll find us both there in a way. We'll have some presents, but yeah, I couldn't even make it to his farewell party because I had to sleep. It was at 2 a.m. and normally that wouldn't be an issue, but I've just been draining myself in a way, in a bad way, at the cost of my own personal health, and I do have to work on that. I'm very well aware, but it's one of my major character flaws is that I don't look after myself and look after other people too much. So I know, right? What a terrible trait. I'm so selfless. But yeah, that's also, I've just been tired every evening, and now I kind of just have to learn to deal with everything again. But I had these 2 weeks off, and I noticed I hadn't recorded a single episode because one, I was busy with Dark Times, but at the same time I can't really put it into words. It's just there was no thrive for it at that moment. And oh god, well, I'm gonna replace the floor anyway, that's fine. There's so much work to be done, and so much things to do at once, now that I also have a guy in full Mithril with all the stuff hunting me, but also I want to finish my build, and then there's the other evil guys that I want to and should work together with. And it's kind of going beyond my pace at this moment, where it is so overwhelming that I kind of took more distance. I'm not sure if that's subconscious or like a conscious decision. I'm thinking it's kind of like doom predicting of myself, where I'm like just presuming it will end badly without any reason for it to end badly. I don't know. It's just been all the stuff that needs to be done is kind of make me put it off even more. I've been procrastinating, yeah, I guess you could say it. Because I would also want to make entertaining content for you guys, and this mining is not very entertaining. At least I'm literally mining out the hole, and I could skip this entire part. But then again, you know, skipping that entire part leaves me with a lot of work, with no result of profit or benefit, as in I do all this work that goes primarily unnoticed. Also, I don't have a shovel. I don't know what I was doing because I have these coins in my inventory. I think I was reinforcing some armor, but whatever. This pickaxe is literally about to break, so yeah. Well then, whilst I'm grabbing, let me rant even further. But yeah, I couldn't visit Mike's farewell party, and I was kind of bummed about that because he and I have become good friends over the time by now. At least I like to call him a good friend, and I'm sure that's mutual. At least, even if not, I like to think it is. But yeah, I couldn't make that just because I've been just so tired and life has been busy, which even surprises me that he takes on work and a family to take care of and did YouTube, because even just work for me, or well, school, which is like 1/5 of the stuff he does, is near too much for me. And that reminds me of the fact that also my pickaxe came back, so I'm gonna destroy it again. There we go. That reminds me of Baggins, who kind of left Dark Times. One, because he had little to do anymore, or at least little inspiration for more content, and these are all. Oh, that one will work, and that one will work. Shovel. I'll just throw them together. Hardy's fine. Which is baffling to me because he's been juggling all these things, and you can start to ask yourself at what cost, because this guy, huge respect to him, has been slaving himself to produce content, and he finally had to make the big decision of taking a break, possibly permanently, possibly temporarily. I don't know. Although I do believe that it's not the end. But that's just me. I'm a positive thinker. Yeah. Baggins kind of left for study. Mike kind of left for health. And I would say I'm in like minor cases of them both. But I don't want to leave. It's a way for me to relax as well. So that's why I'm gonna do it like this, which might not be very interesting, but I'm gonna try and be as, I don't know, present as I can afford myself. I do need to watch myself, and that's every day that reminder becomes bigger in a way. Some of you might know I have diabetes, so eating, I can go into the full medicinal explanation, but I'm not going to. But eating kind of gives me an infinite source of power or energy, but it's also very bad for me because my body eventually starts to acidify to make up for the fact that I'm not injecting insulin. And that's where it does get dangerous. Now, I'm perfectly healthy still, as far as I know. And there's nothing to worry about, so don't scare yourself in that I'm actually burning my own body alive to keep active. No, I'm rather responsible when it comes to being acute with stuff like, oh, I need to inject insulin. I'm always like, I'll do that later, and then forget to do it until the end of the day, which means the entire day my body has been in a bad condition. And I need to start paying attention to that. This is as much a video for you guys as it is just me talking to myself every evening of all the things that I need to do and what's actually going on. I'm not sure if that's a good thing, but maybe speaking in the open and ranting a bit is the exact thing that is good. I don't know. We'll find out. Still, nothing to worry about. Don't worry. Literally, I'm okay. I'll manage. But yeah. So I haven't been uploading Dark Times because of health, because of time, because of energy, and because of sort of demotivation. I don't want to call it that because it sounds like I want to leave, which I really do not. But that brings me to another point that I also want to address is the Lord of the Rings mod. Because that's a Discord message, I don't know from who, but I have my chat muted and there are 2 people online. I just wanted to talk to you guys alone for a minute without distraction. But yeah, Lord of the Rings mod beta 34 is still in production as far as I know, but we haven't let out any word recently, and I can imagine people being worried. And honestly, it's the same thing. College, life, energy, priorities are all the reasons why, the only reasons why we have not yet really made an update or made much progress. And I can't speak for all the other moderators, but at least I think that's the reason. It isn't because we're quitting. Nobody has had that idea or motivation. It's just I haven't made any videos because, well, there is stuff I can make videos about, but I would rather not or put it off. And other than that, it's a lot of have-done stuff, as like speech banks are only added until the very last point of the game, or the update, usually. So if I did a video on one of the biomes or the new regions of Harad, there's a fair chance it's like very early development showcase, and I would rather show the finished product because, as far as we all know, and we can take that lesson from a lot of betas, as soon as something is in a beta or a development point that we don't like, we are prone to think that's gonna happen in the end game. But there were quite a lot of things that happened drastically after, at the very last day of production even, or like updating for, or working on the update. As an example, the Mogul Flowers used to cause all their effects in every biome, but then we limited it to some effects only, or all the effects in Morgulville, and some of the effects, I think Poison Touch, outside the Morgulville. And that type of stuff really changes how people look at certain things. So that's a reason why I don't really want to show like speech banks or armor textures, because who knows, we might update those and then people are gonna either hate or love it prematurely and unjustifiable. Also, I'm on my bed with my mouse, so I don't have a mouse pad and or like a mouse mat, so that's why it's really buggy. This isn't right, is it? Oh yes it is, but I duck that one out a bit more. Just work on that done. So yeah, that's me ranting, talking about where I've been. Am I upset that Mike left? Yeah, naturally. I had a lot of fun with him, role-playing with him. He and I kind of think alike in production senses, as in what we find entertaining. So that's why I always like to record with him. Not saying that's different with the other director members, but I am... I'm a tough person to work with on a project, I like to think, because I get annoyed by some, none of the current members, I'd say, but just in general, also in school. I get annoyed by some people as how they like to approach things or just disagree. Um, there's a work ethic that I have, and some people join and align with that, and others just nope, doesn't work at all. They have a different sense of flow or a different sense of entertainment, and that's why I usually tend to stay clear from really, instead of action reaction episodes where Wazad and I often talk to each other kind of indirectly through episodes where we mention something. I like that. I like to work with that. Others like to do it like actual dialogue, and then you just have to find the right person to work with. And that is me, honestly. I'm too difficult at that. That's a personal flaw of mine. I'm sure a lot of people are absolutely fantastic to work with, but I won't be the first one to make that contact. And if it doesn't work, I'm kind of disappointed with the product I'm releasing because I'm not really behind it. You know what? It's a weird thing. Just let me rant. Still, I feel like this is asymmetrical, but that's really my mind playing tricks on me. But yeah, I'm gonna do probably. I wanted to do live streams first, building live streams, but then I don't have the energy or time or situation where I can record or be live at an hour. So it's probably gonna be like this, where I talk and I basically just do the boring stuff on camera. I don't blame you guys if this is something you don't really like. You can put it on the side and play something whilst listening to this, or just kind of zone out. Also, I'm not too sure about that. I don't really like it. It has a certain flair, but it's missing something, and it kind of ruins the point of adding windows or like, I don't know, decorations. So I'm probably gonna tear that down. Uh, but I'm gonna leave it at this, and it may have been very short. I don't know. How long has it been? I'll find out in editing. Sorry once again. Hi, I'm back. This is the resurrection arc of the resurrection arc. Damn it, I can't speak anymore. Um, the resurrection arc of the resurrection season of the TheSmileBC's Dark Times playthrough, I think? I don't know. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.